AITA for asking my husband's Italian friend to cook for herself and telling her I wouldn't eat her food. So this whole situation has been building up for a while, and I really need an outside perspective because my husband thinks I overreacted. But honestly, I feel like I've been more than patient. About a week ago, my husband's old family friend flew in from Bellagio, Italy. She's 60, and this is only her second time traveling outside of Italy. The last time was over 25 years ago to Germany, which, by her own words, was meh. So needless to say, this trip to Australia was a big deal for her, and apparently an even bigger one for us. At first, I was genuinely excited. I love learning about other cultures, and I thought it would be fun to show her around Melbourne and maybe even impress her with our diverse food scene. Big mistake. The first warning sign came almost immediately. We took her to a local sushi place we love, modern, fresh, and delicious. She looked at the menu like we had just asked her to eat gravel and said, "No, I don't eat raw fish. Italian food is the best in the world. Why would I eat anything else?" Okay, fine. I get being attached to your home cuisine, so we switched gears and went out for Italian. For 3 days in a row. Each time it was a disaster. The pasta was overcooked, the sauce was too sweet, the cheese tasted like plastic. Even the olive oil wasn't up to her standards. She turned her nose up at everything and would go on long rants about how Australians ruin Italian food. Then there was the coffee. We were walking around in the afternoon and I popped into a cafe to grab a cappuccino. She stared at me like I had just set her house on fire. "You don't drink cappuccino afternoon, that's for breakfast." I just stared at her and said, "Well, I do." She shook her head like I was a lost cause. Apparently, every coffee we ordered during her stay was either burnt, too cold, too bitter, or not Italian enough. Oh, and grocery shopping. That was a treat. We took her to Kohl's, and the moment we stepped into the pasta aisle, she started loudly criticizing the brands and the packaging. "This is not real pasta," she declared, before launching into an impromptu Italian language lesson on how to properly pronounce orecchietti and tagliatelle. Loudly. In public. So yesterday I thought, fine, let's cook at home. I'm Asian and I love cooking flavorful, spiced dishes. It's what I know and love. I made a dish I grew up with using fish sauce, lemongrass, garlic, chili, the whole thing. It smelled amazing to me. She walked in and wrinkled her nose. "Your house smells bad," she said flatly, before sitting down and refusing to eat. She then asked my husband to take her out for lasagna. He did. When she got back, she told me, that I should learn how to cook proper Italian food, because it's not good for my husband to always eat fusion food, and that online recipes are stupid for straying from the roots. I snapped. I told her that her arrogance was out of control, and that just because she thinks Italian food is the best doesn't mean the rest of us have to live by her standards. I told her that she was a guest in another country, and the least she could do was show some gratitude for the hospitality she was receiving instead of criticizing every little thing. I added that from now on, she was welcome to cook for herself if she couldn't stomach anything that wasn't exactly like Italy. I reminded her that the ingredients here aren't exactly like in Italy either, so she might want to manage her expectations. She cried, packed her things, and said she would be cutting her trip short. My husband thinks I was too harsh and that I should apologize just to smooth things over. He said she's set in her ways, that she hasn't traveled much, and that her narrow-mindedness comes from a lack of exposure. That might all be true, but I honestly feel like I was pushed to the edge after a full week of being treated like nothing I do, cook, or eat is good enough. I told him if she can't survive outside of Italy for a couple weeks without tearing everything and everyone down, then maybe the problem isn't me. I'm not going to apologize just to make her feel better about being rude. So Reddit AITA.